There's an increasing number of anglers coming to the west coast trying to have a go at our estuarine fish. We thought we'd put a quick video together with a few tips about how to improve your success. So we've just been into a local shop to get a selection of flies to catch some estuarine trout. Here in the bottom are some lighter flies that would generally be fished behind a fly rod, and some spinning lures. You can see they're trying to simulate prey fish in the lower part of the river. So what you can do if you want to fish these lighter lures or flies behind a spinning rod is you can just tie a little trace of light line from your heavier lure and tie the fly onto the back of that. So don't be shy when you're visiting the west coast to call into a local tackle shop. They'll tell you what's currently catching fish and give you a good selection and probably point you in the right direction. As you can see behind me here, Glenn's got the spinning rod out and he's going to target some estuarine fish in a lowland stream that goes straight into the river mouth. The trout, when they're down here, aren't necessarily sitting out in the middle of the channel. They're ambushing the prey fish, so they're sitting right on the edge within a foot of the bank, or and usually where there's an obstruction like a log or a bit of vegetation. The secret is to get the lure very close to the bank, usually between the fish and the bank, drag them out, and then you'll get a big bow wave as the trout is chasing the lure, and it'll strike at your lure and take it. It's pretty exciting fishing. It can be a little temperamental depending on whether the fish are around. The prey fish sort of come and go. You'll have a day where it's really active, and then the next day they come to the same spot and there'll be nothing. The times of the day to come are when the change of light corresponds with an incoming tide, first thing in the morning, in the evening, and generally downstream of the first fall in the river. The trout will be chasing the prey into the rushes and the like, so just cast amongst the bait fish as they skip across the surface, drag the fish out, and hopefully you'll have an increased success rate. Just about all the rivers on the coasts have a good population of trout, particularly the rivers where there's an estuary in the system or there's a breeding area of whitebait or smelt very close by. Not so much out in the surf. We're talking about estuarine fish here that are mostly resident, so they sort of come and go in the river mouth, but definitely focus on those areas where there's a good bit of dark water and that sort of estuarine water. If you bring in the family along, it's a great place to come to fish with the family. You can do a few different things to improve the success rate for the kids. I mean, you can even give them a go at bait fishing. Bait fishing is allowed in all West Coast rivers all season. You can get a heavier lure because they have a bit of trouble casting, get a heavier lure and tie on a smaller fly or something to the back of that if they're having trouble to get it out across the channel. And just remember when you're taking the kids out with you to keep it short and sweet, take plenty of snacks, go with you, and go when the weather's good. They're not going to fish non-stop for 2 or 3 hours if they're not catching fish. Keep it short and keep it fun. The fishing definitely peaks in November. Also there's less disturbance as the whitebaiters have left the lower parts of the river. So definitely get into it from November, December. Of course we can talk about salmon in January, February, March.